morning students. Let us study our next topic in hybrid cloud, that is optimizing DevOps for hybrid cloud. So basically hybrid cloud, as I told you, is a combination of private and public and different managing software that are combined together to form a hybrid cloud. So DevOps basically is focusing on optimizing the hybrid cloud architecture. So DevOps is a combination of two words, that is software development and IT operations. So they have combined the word dev, development and IT operations ops. So that is how the DevOps has come up. So DevOps is basically not a single man's effort. It is an entire team's effort. So this is basically said by Christopher Chappell. He is basically a principal head for Jira software. So Jira software is one of the best example for DevOps. So this is basically involved in building, testing and managing the software, entire software development lifecycle. So it is also used for requirement collection as well. Chef is another company which is basically involved with DevOps. Let us see more about this. So as I told you, DevOps is basically a set of practices that works to automate and integrate the processes between the software development and the IT teams. So these basically, the tasks are build, test and release software faster basically, and the software that is released has to be more reliable. That is why it is said that they need to build the faster softwares so that they are more reliable. So DevOps is basically a set of practices that helps in this task. So the term DevOps was basically formed by combining, as I told you, development and operations. Together they form DevOps, and this basically signifies a cultural shift which bridges the gaps between development and operation teams. And this was historically functioning in silos. Silos we discussed in the last class. It's like an island, computer island, which is a single application that is working on cloud. It is not connected to the other software. Now let us see how to optimize DevOps. Benefits basically of hybrid cloud is it offers flexibility. So you can gain to select the right environment for your workload. If your workload runs in a hybrid environment, you get better options, and it can also get various flexible options also. So DevOps makes sure that whatever platform you choose for your workload, it is basically a seamless experience for the end user. So any application you select in a DevOps environment, so it gives you a very seamless experience. So you are not worried what sort of softwares are there at the background or what is the architecture. So that is what a seamless means. So DevOps basically ensures consistency across platforms in a hybrid environment. So DevOps also provides services, kind of a platform for managing delivery life cycle from conception through testing and deployment by using the iterative development process. So this iterative development process is basically which changes with time, and it basically goes through the different forms of testing and deployment. So DevOps also ensures that all the parts of the organization are appropriately committed to continuous delivery of software. There has to be continuous delivery of software in every, and the frequency is basically very less. So this also includes the development and deployment teams. So DevOps also ensures a smooth transition from design to development production. This is basically very much needed in a DevOps environment, specifically a smooth transition from design to development production. So operations staff also may share the same tools and techniques as the developers. So in DevOps environment, one of the advantage using with hybrid is that they can use the same tools and techniques as the developers, basically the operations staff. So easier to share project data across every team as it is cloud-based environment. So as we have seen also in PaaS and other services of cloud, that it becomes very easy to share the data across the team, specifically when it is in the cloud. So teams see teams basically see improvements in collaboration for the stakeholders and higher level of customer satisfaction. Main thing is customers are very satisfied because there is appropriate collaboration of all the stakeholders and the high level customer satisfaction. So this is basically an architecture of DevOps, basically reference architecture, and basically has 6 key elements which we'll be discussing in the next slide. It is basically shown as a circle surrounded by the key elements. Let us see what are they. So they are basically continuous business planning, it is collaborative development, continuous testing, continuous release and deployment, continuous monitoring, and continuous customer feedback. So these are basically processes which continuously happen, keep happening, and that is why it is termed as an iterative development. Now let us see what are these. So in continuous business planning, basically there is a continuation innovation that is needed, and this basically you need a flexible approach for business planning or to plan the business. So the best plan is one that can be easily changed in response to the customer feedback. So if you are designing the changes as per the customer feedback, that is termed as the best plan. You also need to continuously measure your progress against changing customer requirements and ensure you are aligned with the needs of the organization, right? So continuous measure for the progress would also mean you are changing as per the customer requirements and also trying to see that the changes are ensured along with the aligned with the needs of the organization. So needs of the organization also is very important when you try to see continuous measurements. Then collaborative development. Developers need basically a high level of collaboration to meet service levels in today's fast-paced environment. Today things are developed at a very fast pace. So a high level of collaboration is must among the various developers, basically to meet the basic needs of fast-paced environment. So you need to remain focused on the customer's experience throughout the software lifecycle. Today customers you are facing are also experienced. They are aware of what is needed. So you have to be focused on their requirements throughout the entire lifecycle of the specific thing that is being developed for the specific customer. So practice basically some kind of practices such as user interface prototyping, source code management, and code review. These basically help in improving collaboration and they keep all the stakeholders moving towards a common goal. So a common goal is decided and all the stakeholders can move towards the common goal. So these are basically some of the practices that need to be followed to reach a common goal. So common practices are like user interface prototyping, source code management, and code review. Now continuous testing, again, if you delay testing basically for errors, this could create a havoc. So it becomes much more harder to diagnose and correct later. So you need to find those errors as early as possible. So by driving towards higher quality earlier in the life cycle, the test cycles have to be shorter and there's less rework for previously developed software components. So whenever you are trying to use the previously developed software, there are going to be less rework is needed when you want to enhance them. So basically higher quality is to be achieved earlier in the life cycle. For that you need to have a shorter cycles of tests. Also this shift testing approach helps the developers and testers collectively improve time basically with respect to the market and decrease software development cost. So if your testing is strong and it is done earlier, so it will improve the time to market, that is it can be produced in the market very fast, and also the software development cost in the long run can be reduced. So now let's see about continuous release and deployment. So basically to achieve continuous delivery of changes in a shift left testing approach, this is kind of an approach which we saw before also. So continuous deployment is necessary practice and it also demands automation. So automation is needed everywhere. So basically to achieve continuous delivery of changes and to follow a specific shift test approach, continuous deployment is necessary practice. And automation of course is a must here. Now continuous monitoring again you can see is again very important. We have seen also in the previous classes. So developers basically need a way to monitor how their application is performing before it is deployed to the production. So before deployment, the monitoring has to be very strong so that major things are trying to see that it is aligned with the expected processes. So application performance monitoring can be used to provide early feedback. So early feedback will be very helpful for the developer team to meet the required goal. So in order to reduce the cost of errors or to fix the errors, and specifically speed up the time to completion. So by monitoring you can fix up the errors very fast, and also it will help in to speed up the time to completion. Now continuous customer feedback is also very important, and because you are continuously developing, testing and releasing code at a faster pace, the capability to receive and incorporate feedback from customer is very critical. Customers feedback is very important because the software is basically being developed to for the customer. So you may need to monitor the application in real time and make sure the end result is delivering on customers' expectation. So you have to monitor, as I told you, at real time, so that the things are handled at real time or very near to real time, and also the end result is very satisfying, and also it is as per the expectation of the customer. Now enabling delivery automation, it basically removes the silos from application, and this is basically to meet the quality standards, the security standards and the performance objective throughout the life cycle. So DevOps approach basically helps to remove the silos and enable a continuous delivery of changes. Silos are always having some problems because they are isolated. So this DevOps basically helps to remove such silos, and also it helps in enabling a continuous delivery of changes. Now development team basically are categorized based on the complexity of their application and integration requirements. The focus is basically the complexity of the application and integration requirements for the categories. So you basically have two categories, that is developers of cloud native applications and enterprise developers of cloud enabled applications. So these are two categories. We will see more about these. So regarding native cloud applications, cloud native applications are often built for mobile platforms and social media. Their focus is basically mobile platform and social media. There are very fewer dependencies to consider in the development process. So the dependencies to consider are very few in this case. Now developers also use web services for capabilities such as data management and analytics, basically to speed up the development time. So these activities or these capabilities basically help to develop faster or speed up the development process. So developers may need to leverage cloud integration services to connect the mobile application to their backend services. So cloud is basically leveraged here or used basically to connect the mobile applications to the backend services. Now regarding the enterprise developers of cloud enabled applications, developers basically working in enterprise hybrid cloud environment, they need to combine traditional applications primarily developed to run in the data center and management systems of record. These is basically combined with the new applications developed in the cloud focused on systems of engagement. So enterprise hybrid cloud need to combine the traditional and the new applications, and that is developed in focus of systems of engagement. So these applications basically have more dependencies and require larger teams and more advanced processes and tools to automate the delivery pipeline. So automation, as I told you, is a must, and specifically to automate the delivery pipeline, this is very important, and specifically when large teams are involved and when there are more dependencies. So this is the point related to enterprise developers of cloud enabled applications. These are some of the assignments for today's topic. You can just have a look at it. Hybrid cloud, only one of the questions was asked. It is a very small topic, though the videos are made more. So you can just focus on these assignments. And we are done for today. If you have any query, you can contact me at the specified email ID. Thank you. We are done for today.